what is Java string pool? So it refers to the string collection that is stored in heap. So there is a memory called as string memory, where the string pool, where only strings will be stored there. Okay now. So whenever a new object is created, then string pool first checks whether the object reference is already present in pool or not. Let's say if there is a object that is available with the same name, then the same reference will be returned, or else new object will be created in the string pool with the same reference. Let's take an example. So if there is I want to create a string.
Let me inform you about an amazing resource for learning DSA and to becoming part of a budding community of programmers and motivated students who are all working together to learn and become better programmers on a daily basis. So this is the YouTube channel Code Tribe, where you will find the best programming educators in the country who have come together to give you all top class learning content around data structures and algorithms. On this channel, get live and interactive classes, recorded lecture series and some fun sessions too at no cost whatsoever, and all of this is available on YouTube itself, so you can watch as per your comfort. So also they have just created a brand new series on dynamic programming, which will help you get well versed with dynamic programming in just 2 hours. So this series will help you with dynamic programming, guys. So what are you waiting for? Just open the Code Tribe channel and click the bell icon and get subscribed to the channel. That's it, what all you can do.
Which is str, namely take my head. So this, if I want to create this a string str, then first I will check whether this object string with tmh is available in string pool or not. This is string pool memory. First I will check whether this is available in the string pool, where in the string collection. Let's say if this string pool consists of this tmh, then I am going to give this reference ID, or else if there is no reference ID with str, then automatically the new object will be created in the string pool, and automatically that new reference will be given to the user. So main advantage of this string pool is we will store some amount of memory. Okay, now for let's say if I create 100 number of references with the same content, then 100 number of objects will be created in heap memory. Instead, in string pool, only one object will be created, and that object reference will be given to the user. So here we are saving the memory. That is the main advantage of Java string pool. Now, what is final keyword in Java? As we all know that the final is the one of the keyword that is available in Java. See, final keyword can be used for variables, methods, and as well as classes. Point to note is final keyword cannot be used for constructors. So now let's talk about final as a variable. So let's say if you declare a variable as final, let's say final int x. So this variable x cannot be changed at all. So where and all this final variable can be used is to declare some of the constants like pi, or to declare unchangeable variables, we use this final variable. So where this final method can be used? So this final method can be used where we should not override that method. Okay, now see that it cannot be overridden by inheriting classes or inheriting methods. Let's say in class A we have a final method. Okay, now final method m1. So in class B I am extending A, and here I had a method called let's say m1. So here this overriding should not happen if I use a final keyword in the parent class method. So if we use final method overriding will be stopped, which means it indirectly polymorphism is not applicable if you use final method. Okay, now what is final class? Let's say if I use a class called a final class, then automatically if there is a class called B, it should not extend B because it is final. The inheritance property is not possible here, because if you declare a class as final, the child class will not extend that parent class. So if you use final variable, that variable cannot be modified. If you use final method, polymorphism property is not applicable. If you use final class, inheritance will not be applicable. What is ternary operator in C? As we all know that there are different set of operators in C programming language, like arithmetic operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, and so on. But this is one operator which is something like shorthand notation for if-else. If you write if-else statement, where here we are writing if condition followed by else condition. So, however, this ternary operator is a shorthand notation in which this is a syntax looks like this. So here we are writing the condition followed by question mark, followed by true value and followed by the false value, which means true block and false block. However, this ternary operator can replace if else in some conditions. Let's say if there are 100 number of statements in this if statement, then this ternary operator will not be used. Let's see some examples. Let's say if I want to write a program for finding whether a given number is even or odd, you should not write that if else statement. Instead, you can use this ternary operator. Let's say if n is a given number which we want to find whether the given number is even or odd, we can write n mod 2 which is equivalent to 0. We can write in question mark is a condition. If this condition is true, then we can print given number is even, or else what we can do is we can print given number is odd. This is one case where we can use ternary operator. And also if a person age is greater than 18, we can tell that he is eligible for voting, or else what we can say is a person is not eligible for voting. Similarly, there are n number of examples where we can write find the greater numbers. If there are two numbers, we want to find which number is bigger, then we can use this ternary operator. This ternary operator is handy to use, but it cannot replace this if else. If there are one or two statements, we can use this ternary operator. But however, if else is good to use, whereas this ternary operator is shorthand notation. So what is main function and what is the difference between void main and int main? So as we all know that main is a function in each and every programming language. It is convention to write main method, and we all say that main is a function where it is entry point in most of the programming languages like C, C++, Java. So this, as it is an entry point, we need to know who is the caller of the function. Let's say if you define a function, let's say if I define a function called fn, so this function should have one calling function, and it also should have, it will return something, right? So we need to know about the calling function and we need to know about the return from that function. See, let's say if in main function I am going to call this function, so the calling function for the f1 function is main function, and the return value is, it can be int, it can be string, it can be an array. Similarly, we need to know about who is the caller function for this main method. So the caller function for this main method is compiler or OS. So these two are the calling, these two are the caller functions, or calling who in which main method is called. Okay, these two are the caller functions in which main function is being called. Let's say if I was returning void or int, this should be written to the compiler only, or OS. So the main function is being called by the operating system or compiler. The main function will return int or void. So these two are the return types, and this is a calling function. So we should know about these two while we are talking about the difference between void main and int main. So the main function, if it returns int, if it returns void, what happens? Let's say if it returns void, it is returning nothing. It is returning nothing to the operating system. Okay, now let's say if it returns int, okay, now it can be, generally we can return 0 or 1. 0 means it is the program is terminated abnormally. 1 means successfully completed. It refers these two are two byte values, or 0 or 1 or 2 numbers. It states that 0 means abnormal termination, 1 means successfully compiled. So a void is we are sending nothing to the compiler. 0 or 1, if you return into value, it represents that 0 means unsuccessful compilation, 1 means successful compilation. So this is the difference between void main and int main.